It feels comforting to be back in Vardenfell once more, even if just for a moment. Such a large fortress being built to store and protect the dangerous artifacts I've collected over the years comforts me somewhat. The nightmarish dreams have not stopped, however. Perhaps if I'm able to help Missin summon Alandro Sul, I can finally put to rest of what really happened on Red Mountain all those years ago. While the scholar in me is genuinely curious, I feel the spirit of Nerevar himself pushing me ever onward. The truth must come to light.
Hello, and welcome back to some more Morrowind with Valdryn Celis. Today we're going to finish the Tamriel Rebuilt Epilogue quest. But before we continue with that, I wanted to show off the vault section of the Nerevar Stronghold that I've sort of been filling out slowly. So I've been laying out designs for the vault, and I thought it would be pretty cool to have a set of every single armor in the vanilla game out here, with weapons and shields included. So this side is your heavy armor, everything from iron to steel to dwarven to the Legion armor to ebony and daedric. Obviously we're missing a lot of armor pieces, like we must have sold our ebony armor at some point, but I'm hoping to acquire more of it as we continue to play and we can fill this out more. This middle section here is going to be sort of miscellaneous armor, like the dragon scale armor, the silver armor, more Legion armor, the newt scale, the mana knot armor that we got from Beyond the Firmament with some snails, and the serpent's fang blade we got. Our archmage robe with Trebonius' staff. And then this side has the light and medium armor, so you got everything from Nordic fur to chitin to netch leather, the Endorial armor, glass armor, bone mold. There's a Telvanni Magister robe that I think we got from someone that we killed. You have the Orcish, Adamantium. We have some Dwemer robes we got, I think from the Tribunal DLC. Thought that was freaking cool. We have Caius's clothes. We have some parts of white Colovian fur. I don't know, I just thought it'd be funny. We have the Dark Brotherhood armor. And we still have tons more spaces and mannequins to fill out. But yeah, and on this side we have the Royal Guard armor with King's Oath, and Hope's Fire and Amalexia's hand armor. Just trying to divide it up so it makes sense to me. This vault has 3 sections that sort of break off from the main room, and I think I'm going to designate them for each regional update. So this section is going to be Project Cyrodiil. We're going to fit all the Cyrodiil stuff in here. This one will probably be Skyrim Home of the Nords when we eventually get around to it. And this side will probably be Tamriel Rebuilt. We've done a little bit of Tamriel Rebuilt, so I could put some stuff in here, but I just haven't found the layout I like yet. In the center, you can see our chest that I'm still unloading stuff from. And the main display, guarded by Nakarat himself, is Moon and Star. I thought that was pretty cool. Nakarat just hangs out here all day, guarding our vault. He's like the perfect guard. But on the walls, you can see all the paintings we either stole or bought during Project Cyrodiil. Some of them are so freaking cool. I thought I would hang them all up in here instead of the Cyrodiil room. I don't know if Tamriel Rebuilt or Skyrim Home of the Nords have paintings like this. It'd be cool if they did, so we could fill out more of this room with more paintings. Some of the walls are a little bare. And then the only other thing that I've really done is the Project Cyrodiil room right here. You have all of the armor sets we acquired, or I went and bought. Everything from the, I think it's Cataphract armor, the Alaman armor, the Royal Imperial Ebony armor. We have a pretty much full set of Ayleid armor, some ancient like Remen and Alessian armor. There's the Ebon Weave, and so on and so forth. Pretty cool stuff. I bought sets that we never actually got before, just because I wanted to fill it out more. And then of course we have our Redguard Dwemer boots, which look freaking cool. I think you can get the full set. I don't think you can get it without cheating though, but it is all made. You can get a full set for it. And then you have all of the various helmets and hats that don't really go to anything. I thought I'd put them here. And we have some of our best weapons here. We have the Abysmal Blade, the Mithril Shield, Chillrend, Sinweaver, Scepter of the Seas, and the Mithril Mace. Just because it looks cool, not because it's actually useful. And then we have our stack of gold bars. It really bothers me that it's not like perfectly symmetrical. But even with perfect placement, it's hard to get it to line up right. So I'm just happy with that. We got a lot of gold bars that we stole from various vaults. And then we just have the weapon wall of all the other weapons we've acquired. The Ayleid stuff, the Golden Saint stuff, the Riemann Legion stuff, the Maelmer bow and short sword. I wish we had gotten more of that kind of weapon. The Red Guard stuff we found, and the Wood Elf stuff. Some of this stuff I bought because I wanted to hang on the wall. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off real quick, what I've been doing in the vault. It's coming along nicely. I really want to fill out more of it, of course, with Skyrim Home of the Nords and Tamriel Rebuilt, so we are going to do that at some point. Anyways, let's head back to Tamriel Rebuilt. So last time, at the very, very end, Samin Terethi asked me to help her summon Alandro Sul, who was one of the shield bearers of Nerevar. He is also the one who killed, or I don't know if he killed him, he fought the Underking, the same one who plagues Sankar Tor, or at least did at some point. So that's kind of cool. He's kind of a really interesting character, so I'm interested to see how he'll react to us. I don't know if he would consider us actually Nerevar or just a false version of him. So she recommended that I speak to some of the Ashlander wise women. So to me, that means we need to head back to the mainland yet again and visit the different Ashlander camps. So I don't know why I recalled here. Let's go from Nerevar's Stronghold. We have a teleporter here. I'm trying to think. Probably the closest one to get to would be from Sageth Mora, right? Could just walk there. It's not too far of a walk. This quest is super cool, especially I feel like for Valdryn as a character, dealing with the aftermath of the Tribunal being gone and how the Tribunal Temple would sort of reform and react to that fact. It's something that's touched on a little bit, I think, in Skyrim. I think there's some books you can read about it, about what the Tribunal Temple is doing in the 4th era. And it's kind of cool that we get to influence that, whether it's canon or not, by the time Skyrim comes around. I think it's a really cool idea for a questline. And it's kind of strange that Tamriel Rebuilt would add it, but I guess it makes sense with Necrom being part of Tamriel Rebuilt. We've had some discussions on the aftermath of Morrowind in my Discord, which you should join if you have not already. So it's definitely a topic that I think a lot of people are interested in. So it's kind of cool they wrote something to sort of wrap it in a nice little bow, I assume. I don't know, maybe they do leave it pretty open-ended. A winged twilight in an Ogrim. So weak. I also installed some new music mods recently. I really enjoyed the ones we had for Project Cyrodiil, so you should hear some new music too. In fact, I think one's playing right now.
Give thanks to Azura for guiding your way. The devil is dead, and the blight is gone. Thank you, Nerevarine, and may Azura's blessings bring you peace.
Let's ask her about summoning our shield brother. You wish to summon Alandro Sul. Well, were you anyone but the Nerevarine, I would dismiss you. Who you are and what you have done changes that considerably. First, I shall tell you the story of Alandro Sul, the true story, not the lie taught by the priests. Alandro Sul was your shield bearer, that is, Nerevar's, and fought alongside him at the Battle of Red Mountain. More so, he witnessed the betrayal of Nerevar at the hands of the Tribunal. When he came to us, he taught us the truth about Nerevar's death. The Tribunal and their delusions and vindictiveness would not have their plans frustrated by the truth, so they came after Alandro Sul and murdered him as well. But not even their so-called divinity could stop the truth. The spirit of Sul was forever connected to the ringlets in his chainmail headpiece. Our ancestors would wear this wraith mail to see through Sul's eyes what happened to Nerevar. Eventually, the wraith mail was taken apart and the ringlets were spread among the tribes. They wore the ringlets as earrings. Through them, Sul continued to whisper to them. However, the longer they were worn, the fainter Sul's words became. I know of some ringlets, but none of their owners still hears the voice of Alandro Sul. You might need to find a ringlet that was lost early, one that has not been worn by generation after generation. This is all the help I can give you, Valdryn. I do not know where to find such a ringlet. And I admit, if I did, I would try to get it to hear the voice of Sul myself. However, there is one who discerns things that I do not. You met her already, Peakstar. If anyone can help you, it's her. Peakstar. Interesting. So Peakstar is one of the failed Nerevarines that you meet in the main quest in the Cavern of the Incarnate, right? Wonder why she would know about this. Maybe that's why they thought she was supposed to be the reincarnate, because she could talk to Sul. I'm trying to think where exactly the Cavern of the Incarnate is. I have a general idea based off what we can see on our map. So I guess I'm going to travel there and bring you in when I find the place. Ooh, I actually found it on the first try. That does not happen very often. Okay, so we need to wait a little bit. There we go. Peakstar should be in here. What can you tell me, Peakstar? I wait and hope. Ask and I shall answer. Tell me about Alandro Sul. I am familiar with the history of Alandro Sul. His story and his teachings are passed down among the Ashlanders from one generation to the next, but long gone are the times that his spirit has spoken to any one of us. You think now is the time to summon him again. You already know that through the ringlets from his headpiece he spoke to us Ashlanders. However, calling his spirit into this world will require you to bring together 4 ringlets. Moreover, those 4 ringlets must not have been worn out. You already found one such ringlet. I can tell you where to find another. A long time ago, Azura incited a young Gulakan into a foolish attempt at driving the priests of the 9 gods out of Resdain. Unsurprisingly, he failed and was killed in the process. At that time, he carried one of the ringlets, and upon his death it fell into the possession of the priests. They kept it in their coffers, unbeknownst as to what it was. You should be able to retrieve it from them. This Gulakan was lured into his endeavor, doomed to fail by Azura. This was not a coincidence. It was Azura's way of making sure that one of the ringlets was kept for exactly this purpose, to allow you to summon Alandro Sul to hear his version of the story firsthand. There can be no doubt about this. If we pursue this thought, we can assume that others did likewise. Mephala's machinations are always mysterious. Clearly, if anyone would have prepared for the truth to come to light through Alandro Sul's account, it would have been her. Perhaps you should find a worshipper of Mephala, and a prophet, if you will, who can speak to you on Mephala's behalf. I know of one worshipper who could be of help. His name is Taro Strahl, and he hides in Vivek. Where exactly will you find him? I'm afraid that knowledge is hidden to me. Then there's Boethia, admittedly not usually known for trickery and subterfuge, but certainly he would value the worth of Sul's exposing the truth about the tribunal. Perhaps he too has made precautions in case the truths need to come to someone such as you, the Nerevarine. Should Boethia possess knowledge of the lost ringlet and be willing to share it, then you should talk to Karos Cassius? Cassius is an outlander, but he follows the teachings of Boethia. He is somewhere in Old Ebonheart. A Burgrave, the foreigners call him. As to the ringlet fallen into the hands of the Imperial cult, recently one of the priests in Firewatch, a corrupt and wicked individual who goes by the name of Ladia Tunafus, has possessed herself of the ringlet. To her, it is nothing but a shiny trinket, a bounty if you want to call it that. It's about time that ringlet is returned to its righteous owners, and you certainly qualify, Nerevar. Tell me about Ladia. A vain and greedy woman, she eagerly took what was not hers to take, and she does not know its value, or hears its voice. Okay, so we need to find Taros and Vivek. I bet he's with the Morag Tong. We need to find someone in Old Ebonheart named Karos. I don't know who that is. And we need to find someone named Ladia in Firewatch. Let's go to Vivek first, because I think I know where he's hiding. He's definitely Morag Tong. Oh yeah, I didn't show off where Padrul was, so he's just chilling over there, eating some grass, enjoying life. He has no more burdens to carry for the moment. The guards will keep him safe and within the walls, so he won't run off. Let's head to Vivek. Alright, so we need to head to the arena canton, because that is where the Morag Tong are hiding, and I guarantee my man is in there. The problem is my arena canton is a little buggy. That's my own fault. It's nothing to do with the mods I have installed. All of my mods have actually been working pretty well. It's just the Vivek cantons are a little busted. Head into the storage room here, kill a rat. Hidden area, I think this is it, right? Yep. Taros Drawl. I am proud to speak with you, Nerevar. Your deeds bring you honor and glory. What do you know about a ringlet? Right, you're here. I was expecting you any day, Valdryn. Lady Mephala has left a message for you. Those who seize power by force will find it wrested from them again by force. Go and find the priest, Sovar Sadis. He walked the sacred path but lost his way when he crossed the great bridge. He has what you're looking for. Who is Sovor? Why are you asking me, Valdryn? I never heard the name before receiving this message for you. Jeez, I don't know, man. Seem like a knowledgeable guy. So he walked the sacred path but lost his way. To me, that screams Tribunal Temple. Maybe someone over there knows where to find him. Not you, though. Not you. Solvor Sadis. If he walked a sacred path, that might mean he's on a pilgrimage along Velos path. And the greatest bridge on that is the canton city of Almasthir. Okay, so all roads lead to Tamriel Rebuilt. We need to head to Firewatch, we need to head to Almasthir, and we need to head to Old Ebonheart. Well, I guess we will make our way to Almasthir first. Follow this quest line before we start another one. I think there's someone here that can take us to the mainland, right? Yes. So let's head to Old Ebonheart, and maybe we can take a boat to Almasthir from here.
Today's your lucky day.
Yeah, there we go, Almasthir. We have been here before. It is a super, super cool city. I really want to do the Tribunal quest line here.
Whatever you want.
Yes, do you know who Sovor Sadis is? Sounds familiar. Didn't a priest by that name come through recently? I think he continued east towards Roa Dir from here. Roa Dir is House Indoral's port on the Thyr River and the chapel of the Indoral Ilvi. Only the goddess's city can rival its canals and stately bridges in beauty and splendor. Roa Dir. We have not been there. I actually think it's this right here. It's just down the street from Almasthir. That looks super cool. Get out of here. That's awesome. Yeah, we never really explored very much of this update for Tamriel Rebuilt. I think it's the most recent one.
Yes?
Have you seen Sovor Sadis? Yes, I've heard that name. I think he's been seen wandering around nearby, mumbling something about being drawn towards the sounds. Later, he was praying or meditating at the gourd harp northeast of the chapel. He seemed confused. Perhaps he's still there. Perhaps he wandered off. Northeast of the chapel. Okay. Well, we gotta explore the city a little bit, right? At least walk around. place looks so freaking cool. So I think this is for sure the chapel they're talking about. Look at that. That is a cool freaking design. Yeah, so this is definitely the chapel, which is good because I couldn't find the chapel. He's somewhere northeast of this, apparently. He was praying or meditating at the gourd harp. I don't know what a gourd harp is. That's part of the problem, so I don't really know what I'm looking for. I know what a gourd is, I know what a harp is, but I don't know what a gourd harp is. Is it you? No. Oh, is this the gourd harp?
Welcome, friend.
Almsevi with you, old friend. What a welcome sight to my old eyes. I have been expecting your return for so long. I almost thought you wouldn't come. I almost gave up hope, but here you are. It feels like a burden has been lifted from my mind, but at the same time, I can't help but worry. Tell me, have you come to judge me or to absolve me? Absolve? I didn't dare hope for it, old friend. So many years I have tormented myself and wondered, do I deserve your absolution? From anyone else, I would never have expected such magnanimity. You, old friend, I should have known better than to entertain doubt. You were never one to hold grudges against friends. Why do you call me old friend? You seem confused by that, old friend. You don't remember our friendship? What about the adventures? What about our companionship? Not even the betrayal? Of course you remember that. You must remember, I myself have been tormented by the memories for every waking moment. And I am the culprit here, and you're the victim of this betrayal. Can we really call it betrayal? Can we really be faulted for what we did to you? We all knew it was coming. You knew, I knew, the others knew, we all did. I can't deny that you had to suffer through much, but you took up the burden of leadership knowing very well the price, didn't you? You say I was a leader of whom? Now I'm beginning to worry for you, old friend. Time takes a toll on all of us, but I always figured you the most stable of all of us. We others were all too singular in our focuses. You were strong. Just looking at you, I see a paragon of strong-mindedness and vigor. Am I mistaken? What has become of you? No need to worry about me. You should rather worry about yourself. I know you said you came to absolve me, but I feel you ended up here for more than just that, old friend. I feel like you're here because you need me and my advice one final time. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any more advice for you anymore. I think I was quite thorough in my teaching in the past. Perhaps there is something else I can give you, though. If I'm not misremembering, this used to belong to you, old friend. I must admit I'm a bit fuzzy about that, though. Whatever it is, perhaps it wasn't even yours in the first place. Perhaps it belonged to a friend of yours. Either way, I'm quite sure that it should be yours now. I think you need it more than I do. That, at least, I am sure of. And we got the Madman's Ringlet. We didn't check it out last time, the one we got and turned in, but yeah, it's not like an actual item you can use. It's just a little golden ringlet. Pretty cool. I guess we've absolved him of the worry he had. He seems a little crazy, though. I guess that's why it's called the Madman's Ringlet. All right, so we'll head to Old Ebonheart next. I bet we can get there with a divine intervention from here. I don't think there's any other Imperial cult shrines nearby besides Old Ebonheart. Yep, sweet. So we are looking for Karos Kosius, the Burgrave. Burgrave to me sounds like he'll be somewhere in the castle, but we can also ask people here. Maybe not. We'll just head to the castle. We seem to not be able to ask anyone about him, but Burgrave, I think, is like an administrator of a town or city. Something like that. Alright, we'll head into the palace.
Tidings and good wishes.
Gotta be someone here named Karos.
Time to talk.
Serpin. No. We can't seem to ask anyone about it either. Is it you? Oh yeah, it is.
Well, hello there.
Please, no need to bow, sir. You may approach. I do not believe we have been introduced. I am Lord Karos Kosius, Castellan of the Tower. What is it you want with me? You're a handsome man. There you go. Ringlet. A ringlet, you say, Valdryn. Well, you've come to the right place. There is indeed guidance that Lord Boethia wishes to bestow upon you. Ruin finds you eventually wherever you try to hide from it. Seville Theris is awaiting ruin in the city of Necrom, but there have been complications. Now Seville Theris is teetering on the cliff edge. Be so kind to Dark Elf and give her that little nudge she desires. Oh. There you go, Valdryn. That's all the guidance Lord Boethia has for you. I do not know this woman, ask in Necrom. Okay. I guess we're headed back to Necrom then. We can probably give her one of these ringlets, right? Who do you say you got this ringlet from? Sovor Sadis. I had no idea that another member of the temple was in possession of one of them. Thank you, Valdryn. Do you know who Seville Theris is? Theris, I think I've heard that name. A small family of Telvanni retainers by that name came to Necrom to deliver the remains of a relative recently. They've already left the city, though. Maybe Seville Theris was the deceased? You should ask at the Fane of the Ancestors. Okay. If I was the Fane of the Ancestors, where would I be? Here. Awesome. Tell me about Seville. The ghosts of the dead are usually brought to the basement. Only members of the temple may enter that area. Well, good news. We're the Archcanon, so... Okay, so it seems like we need to head into the basement. Maybe this way?
Death does not diminish.
I mean,
Gilds with glory.
I think this is it, but, or no, this is the vault. I do kind of want to go in the vault, but that's not what we're looking for, not at the moment. Tell me about Seville. She was brought to the temple vault below. I hear there was a complication. You should speak to Alethan Seville at the high offices. I'm sure he will allow you access. You are the Nerevarine, after all. Okay. Aethelin Seville in the high offices. Probably back in this building. Ooh, it's actually right here. Ooh, is it you? Yes, it is. Welcome to the Matriarch's Chambers, stranger. I am her steward, Aethelin Seville. Do you seek an audience with the Archmatron? No. We need to get in to the temple vault. Only high-ranking officials are permitted to enter the vault. As Patriarch of the temple, you have proven yourself worthy. Do you wish to enter? Yep. Very well, Patriarch. This key will let you open the doors to the vault and act as proof you're permitted to enter. Please be careful with it, Valdryn. Do we want to seek an audience with the Matriarch? Kind of want to. Can we just walk in here? Yeah, we can. It's not even locked. Alright, well, we'll just CB out. That'll get us to the Fane a little faster. What brings you to the temple vault, Patriarch? You have the key, Nerevarine. Do you wish to enter? Yes. Very well. Stand back while I raise the gate. There we go.
Say the words, Hortator. Say the words, Hortator.
Say the words, Hortator. What is that? Is it hostile? Oh, it's just Lord Indoriel Nerevar himself. What's going on with him? And why is it here? Refuse neither brother nor ghost. Live in one world with your spirits. Honor the spirits within and without you. Okay. I guess this isn't the person we're supposed to talk to, but just got nails in his hands. I guess he's kind of like Jesus. Okay, well, that's nightmare-inducing. So we're looking for Seville somewhere in here.
I don't
Hey.
know where to begin.
Excuse me, but I have my hands full with the matter of Seville Theris. Her ghost is right over there, behind the grate. Please don't open it. She's dangerous. Seville Theris' remains were brought to Necrom by her relatives, as is tradition, and we conveyed her spirit to the ghost fence. It just so happened that you must have vanquished the devil Dagoth-Ur at this point, rendering the ghost fence defunct. And then we realized that her spirit hadn't been fully processed yet. Apparently, being stuck like this has caused great damage to her mind. In short, she's gone mad. We tried to calm her but failed, so we kept her contained in that room for now. As far as we can tell, the best solution would be to transfer the ghost to her family's old ancestral tomb. We believe that's what she wishes for too. Unfortunately, in her current state, she's just too violent and unpredictable. Of course, you or one of the Ordinators in mourning could doubtlessly dispatch her, but that's not the solution we want. Who knows what would happen to a spirit banished in a fractured state like this? We have prepared an urn to carry her ghost to her family's ancestral tomb. Her spirit should be pacified, for a lack of a better word, while being transported. She shouldn't stay inside it for too long though, so once she's in, we need to hurry. In addition, the tomb is in Telvanni territory, and sending an Ordinator in mourning there could cause conflict if not handled carefully. Say, Nerevarine, would you help us bring peace to this unfortunate spirit? I will, but I am the head of House Redoran, and that seems like another way to break the peace by sending a rival house leader into Telvanni territory, but sure, I'll help her. I hope you're not doing this because you feel responsible for her state. You're not. This is on us, not you, but I am grateful for your help. Here's the urn. Just go and make her ghost enter it. The Theris ancestral tomb is located east of Alt Bossara. You should ask the locals for more precise directions. It shouldn't be hard to find a suitable resting place in there. Placing the urn among her ancestors will hopefully help her fractured mind recover. Okay, I don't know where Alt Bossara is, but... The ghost looks at you silently and curiously. Beckon the ghost into the urn. The ghost enters the urn without hesitations. Maybe there's like a ship or a silt strider nearby we can take there. Alright, let's check the boat over here and see if it'll actually take us somewhere. All the other ones did not. Okay, you do. And he takes us straight to Alt Bossara. Awesome. Now, we need to ask the locals if they know where the shrine is. It said east of here, but that's not the best direction. Hey. Theris Ancestral Tomb. This is not something I would tell the likes of you. What about now, my friend? The Ancestral Tomb, it's east of Alt Bossara. When you leave the city towards the east, look for a canyon leading south, shadowed by some stone arches. Follow that canyon until you reach the beach. The tomb is right there. The beach. So it's like somewhere over here. Okay, well. Your journal has been updated. Oh. I was attacked by an angry spirit. The priest and Necrom mentioned that the urn might attract them. This won't make the trip to Theris Ancestral Tomb easier. As long as it's not her that's getting out the urn, we do have to be quick. I'm gonna assume this is the canyon and these are the arches right here. So, just need to make it to the beach. Is this it? Yes, it is. Nice. Stop, you must not enter. Seville Theris can't stay in the ancestral tomb of ours. She's too far gone. She might not even be able to recognize her own kin. You can't bring her madness in here. It's too dangerous. Leave, Dark Elf. She needs your help. Only this place could possibly soothe her madness. You can save her. I do have pity for her. I don't see anyone but family who could possibly help her out of this misery. You're right, Dark Elf. We can't deny her entry and force her into further suffering. It is our duty to try and soothe her mind, or failing that, to end her suffering. Very well, you may enter. You can place her remains at the central ash pit. Thank you. What a friendly ghost. Is that Bonewalker gonna be hostile? Because I ain't trying to fight him. As you place the urn next to the ash pit, you suddenly feel a wave of relief wash over you. Suddenly, you experience a memory that is not your own. You see yourself entering your family's ancestral tomb. You locate an urn on top of an ornate altar at the northwestern wall of the central chamber, and you place a ringlet inside of it. Okay, northwestern wall. This one? Yes, the Destroyer's ringlet, finally. I found the Destroyer's ringlet in Seville Theris' tomb. Samin Terethi will be pleased to receive it. Alright, we got another one down. Let's go hand it in and grab the last one. I can't believe that the owner of one of the ringlets was right under our noses, so to speak. Thank you for helping Seville Theris find peace, and thank you for the ringlet, Valdryn Sellis. Okay, so the last one we need to get is in Firewatch. Also, I just noticed that we passed 1,000 pages in our journal. That's kind of insane. We've been playing Valdryn for a long ass time. Alright, so we need to head to Firewatch. I'm trying to think of the best way to get there. probably from Sadrith Mora, would be my guess. So let's take our handy dandy personal mages guild to Caldera. And from here, should be able to get to Sadrith Mora, which will let us get to Firewatch, I think. And there you go, we're back in Firewatch. We're looking for a priest, or a priestess by the name of Ladia Tunafis, an Imperial cult priest in Firewatch. So there is a Chapel of Akatosh right here. Maybe she's in here somewhere? Is it you? Oh yeah, it is. Hey, what can I do for you? You're looking for a ringlet? Yes, I need you to like me more so you don't lie to me. Yes, I got a ringlet of Ashlander design from, let's call it a donation some time ago. I wonder why you, but that's not important. I'm not overly attached to it. You can have it if you want it. I don't have the time to fetch it right now because I have to deal with Alcedo Neutral first. He arrived from the Imperial City a few weeks ago, supposedly as support for the local Imperial cult staff. Now he wants me gone. He thinks that I'm not suited for this position. He calls me a disgrace. He claims that I'm extorting money and favors from the local populace using my position as leverage. Preposterous. Peakstar told me that you kind of are doing that, so... Of course, he has no idea what he's talking about. I merely adapted to the culture of this land. To an uninitiated outsider, that may look as if I am, Stendar forbid, extorting people. Pure slander. Anyway, the problem is Nerevar possesses Imperial cult documents which show my indigenous methods. The guards, though, might interpret them as Neutral hopes them to do, as proof that I am a criminal. I need you to acquire these documents and change them. You see, I'm afraid Nerevar will never stop his crusade against me. He needs to go. Change the documents to implicate him instead of me. Then give them to the guard. If he is apprehended for my misdeeds, he'll learn that the Imperial cult can't work by the book in this land. We have to adapt. Do this for me and you'll get that ringlet from me. No, I'm not going to sacrifice an innocent man. No? Oh, I see. You think he's right. You think I'm the criminal. Well, Outlander, I guess if you don't wish to deal with these criminals, then I can't help you. I guess that means you won't get the ringlet from me either. Maybe your new friend Alcedo is going to help you instead. Ha! Have a blessed day, Valdryn. Mara be with you. What a scumbag. Okay, so Alcedo is not in here, so... I guess I'm gonna have to go find him. She didn't really give us any, hints to where he should be. So I don't really know how you're supposed to find him. And we can't ask anyone about him either. Well, he's apparently in the Howling Noose Tavern. Good to know. Welcome. Can I tell you about the Imperial Cult? We invite you to become a lay member. Not today. Maybe soon, though. You are Alcedo. Yes, that would be me. Do you wish to talk about the gifts of the Nine, Outlander? I noticed that the temple members don't really like us, probably because we are the Archcanon. I hear you're looking into Ladia's corruption. She wanted you to tamper with the evidence that I've collected. Thank the Nine that you did the virtuous thing and refused. But sooner or later, she will find someone less noble to do her dirty work. We need to expose her now. Here, my friend, take this copy of the documents and deliver it to any member of the city guard. I'll make sure the original stays safe while you do. Meet me at the Grand Chapel of Akatosh when you're done. I hope I can help you find this ringlet you were looking for. I hope so too, otherwise we're gonna have some problems. Lady Tunafis is extorting money. Accusing an esteemed member of the Imperial cult of a crime like this is a serious matter, but this evidence looks compelling. Thank you for your efforts, citizen. I'll make sure these papers are thoroughly examined and the appropriate actions are being taken. Sweet. And he just said he'll meet us over there, so... And there he is. Took her spot. Ah, Valdryn. Good to see you. The guards were just here and took Ladia away. Now, about this ringlet you said you were looking for. I found it amongst her belongings after the guards took her away. I guess the proper thing to do would be to leave it for the magistrate to collect. But if it hadn't been for you, I would have been the one in jail right now. So I think I can make an exception just this once. I hope it doesn't become a habit and I end up like Ladia did. Nah, you'll be fine. Alright, I think this is the last one. You did it, Valdryn. I can't believe that you found 4 of those ringlets. I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. You have my eternal gratitude. Please give me the last ringlet. Then, I assume it's now time to summon Alandro Sul, Hortator. 4 ringlets should suffice to summon Alandro Sul. At least I hope they do. We will try anyway. Of course, we mustn't summon him here in public. That's unthinkable. Fortunately, Necrom is large and sparsely populated. I think I have found a suitable place to summon him without drawing much unwanted attention. We need a place that's both secluded and easily reachable at the same time. I know of such a place, the deep vaults of the catacombs of Necrom. There's a room up a set of stairs to the north side of the deep vaults. People rarely visit that area, and we won't draw attention there. Please meet me there for the summoning. I'll have to be honest with you, Valdryn. I'm not quite sure how to perform the summoning ritual. It's not something one learns in the temple. We'll have to improvise or experiment a bit when we get there. You can reach the basement by going through the Hall of Contemplation and the Hall of Records. You will need to take an oath not to disturb the venerable dead interred in the basement. There's a room up a set of stairs to the north of the deep vaults. Meet me there. Okay, so going through the Hall of Contemplation and the Hall of Records. So let's head to the Hall of Records, because we're in the Hall of Contemplation. Okay, so here's the Hall of Records, which is what we want. Is it this? The Catacombs Temple entryway. Yes, it is. Okay. Oath to the ancestors. Before the spirits and my lords, I, Valdryn, request entry into the House of Ghosts. As your guest, I shall neither steal, nor damage, nor speak ill of your undying glory. Lest my bones be forever forfeit, my name be spurned, and my spirit find no refuge in the halls of the dead. Yeah, we won't steal anything this time. But we might come back and steal some stuff. Here we are. Hey, welcome, Nerevar. I'm glad you're joining us. I'm afraid I must apologize. I did not come alone as you probably expected. Alvu Sareth has approached me and insisted on coming along. I don't know how she knew about our plans in the first place, but she is the Archmatron after all. If we learn anything of significance for the temple, she has to learn of it anyway. Let me wholeheartedly congratulate you on your remarkable achievement, Valdryn. Without your persistence and thoroughness, Samin would have been all but lost. My, you seem surprised that I know about your plans. Certainly you don't think I wouldn't keep a keen eye on the well-being of our most important dignitaries. I watched your progress with great interest, but now it is time to take a more active role in this endeavor. Now, I believe we are about to perform a summoning ritual. She seems a little lost. Okay, there you go. Stop, I can't let you move forward with this. I understand you're trying to summon Alandro Sul and question him on the true fate of Lord Nerevar at Red Mountain. Yes, Valdryn, I'm well aware. Man, everyone just knows what we're doing here. After all, it is my duty, or rather, it was my duty to recognize the signs of someone questioning their faith. Samin Terethi has shown all the signs lately. When I started to see them, I started watching her closely. Why didn't you do anything when the signs showed up? Before you appeared, Nerevar, I probably would have done something already. But the times have changed. The ban on the dissident priests has been lifted, the devil Dagoth has been slain, and the ghost fence machine has been shut down. When times change, we too have to change ourselves. Otherwise, we might end up lost. That is why I've held back on acting until it became necessary. Then why are you here? Valdryn, in the many years of service, I have acquired a particular skill that I value higher than my knowledge of the scriptures or of my swordsmanship. I have learned to see into the hearts of people. Do you know what I can see in the hearts of the people right now? It is not happiness, it is not hope. No, Valdryn, I can see fear in the hearts of people, and I know why that is the case. It's true that the enemy Dagoth has been slain, but it wasn't the tribunal who slew the devil. Neither was it us, the protectors of the Dunmer people. Neither was it the army of one of the great houses. But by the three, neither was it the almighty empire. No, it was the hero of the Nerevarine prophecies, which for decades we deemed heresy. None of us were prepared for this to happen, but it gets worse. If that heretical prophecy comes true, what other unthinkable things will happen next? Will you perhaps overthrow the tribunal and temple? Will you lead Morrowind into a terrible and bloody war against the empire? When you struck down the devil, did you realize what that deed would cause? Did you expect to cause fear and anxiety in the hearts of the people? That's why I'm here now, Valdryn. I'm here to warn you of the consequences of your actions. What consequences are you talking about? The dissonant priests claim that Lord Nerevar was murdered by the tribunal. We consider them heretics for claims like that. Not anymore. What if you find out that they've been right? What if you reveal something like that to the Dunmer people? That could cause people to lose faith in the temple and even abandon it entirely. You're an outlander, Valdryn Celis. You don't know how deeply interwoven the temple is with the life of the Dunmer. You can't cut off one of your limbs and go on as if nothing has changed. You want them to trust the temple based on lies? I'm not blind, Valdryn Celis. I understand that the claims of the dissonant priest could mean that I devoted my life to a lie. I'm well aware of that possibility. I'm also aware that such a lie would have taken root in our people by now, and we would be deeply intertwined with our society. We can't rip out the lie without causing injury and pain. Right now, however, our society is already anxious and worried. Right now, our people are not prepared for another change of such radical proportions. Not yet. So there's some pretty interesting options here. The era of the tribunal is over, but the Dunmer still need the temple. I will not perform it. We should wait until the Dunmer are ready for the truth. I will not perform it. Or, you underestimate the Dunmer. They are able to handle the truth. The ritual will go ahead. Nothing good can come from a temple built upon lies. The ritual will go ahead. I like this third option for obvious reasons. Valdryn is a Dunmer, even if they call him an outlander. He believes fully in his people and their ability to overcome desperate times and challenges and trials. And so yeah, he thinks they're able to handle the truth. The ritual will go ahead. He's underestimating his own people. You know, the Dunmer have seen it all. I wish I had your confidence, Valdryn Celis, but perhaps my judgment has been clouded by too many years of serving in this specific line of duty. Very well, I'll trust you. Lord Vivek trusted you, and it turned out to be well placed in you. Go on, Valdryn Celis. I won't stop you. Actually, I'll be right behind you. If you have to do this, I'd like to be there when you do. I'm afraid I can't tell you how to proceed, but it must have something to do with the ringlets. We brought them along. They're on the plate in the center. Okay. You call for me again. Yes, I recognize your voice. How could I forget? I lost count of how often I have heard your call to arms. Once I served as your shield bearer. For many battles, I was by your side. Always watchful, always faithful. Alas, though, when you needed me most, I was not there. I wasn't there to intercept the fateful blow that felled you. When you were no more, I went to tell the tale of your fall to any Mer willing to listen. Many among the nomadic tribes were, but not among the House Dunmer. They had found new gods to worship. They abandoned the ways of their ancestors. When the nomadic Mer continued to defy them, they became spiteful and felled me too. They were mistaken, though. Death did not stop me from continuing to tell the tale. Through their own cruelty did the usurper gods plant the seed of their own downfall. For the nomadic Mer knew the prophecy of wise Azura. The usurper gods knew of it as well. Then their own false priests learned of it too, the prophecy that foretold your return. And lo, the day has come that you return, my dear friend. I can see, though, that you're not complete. Not yet. The truth still eludes you. Yes, I can feel it. It is here. So very close. Almost as close as you. The mangled body of my fallen lord and Hortator. It is the key. It will make you complete again. The reunion of spirit and bone will give you the knowledge you're looking for. I'm betting money he's talking about that creature we saw in the Necrom vaults. The body of his lord and Hortator, of course, it all makes sense. Nerevar's remains are right here in Necrom. We did it, Nerevarine. We really managed to hear the truth from Alandro Sul himself. How unfortunate that it wasn't what we were hoping for. How does it feel? I can't imagine what it must be like for you to meet one of the people you have shared so many journeys with. Lord Nerevar's body was transferred to Necrom after his demise at Red Mountain, and turned into a Bone Walker as a monument to his deeds. The Bone Walker still exists to this day. He usually resides at the Fane of the Ancestors. Please, Valdryn Celis, go to the Fane and find out what Alandro Sul's words mean. I should return to my office for the moment. I could feel the love that Alandro Sul had for Lord Nerevar. Could you feel it as well, Nerevarine? It almost feels like our sacred duty to follow through with our quest for the truth. I feel like a retreat now would be a borderline treacherous towards Lord Nerevar and Alandro Sul. This has to be one of the coolest quest lines ever made for this game, right? We'll talk to the other people. Never in my life would I have imagined meeting Alandro Sul. So that's what history in the making feels like. Lord Nerevar's Bonewalker will certainly not tell us anything, at least nothing useful. I wonder, are you instead guided by some higher entity? A tribune? A daedra? Fate has placed a daunting burden on your shoulders, Hortator. So that was Alandro Sul then. I really heard and saw the shield companion of Lord Nerevar, the heretic who drove the Ashlanders and dissident priests into rejecting the tribunal. He looked so normal. Why must it be the arch-heretic himself, Alandro Sul, who points us towards the truth that lies with Holy Saint Nerevar? I should have put a stop to Samin's machinations immediately and encouraged her to stay faithful. Surely that would have been most prudent. The Sharmat is dead, and no one can dispute that you are the Nerevarine. Yes, I know. Whatever the case, I shall keep Samin on a shorter leash from now on. Her doubts have proven somewhat useful, but I do not plan to let such behavior become commonplace. Yeah, I don't really like this lady. She is well, she's got some cool piercings, but she's very set in her ways, and I don't necessarily think that's a good thing for the temple at the moment. Let's almost CV out of here. Go grab our Bonewalker. He's not here anymore. Excuse me, I'm afraid you must come back at a later date. We have an investigation going on at the moment. Wait, hold on. You're the Nerevarine. What a coincidence. You see, we're investigating the disappearance of Lord Nerevar's Bonewalker. Apparently, it left the vault and then the fane of the ancestors. The Bonewalker was seen walking across the city and entering the catacombs. However, that's where the trail ends. The catacombs are a maze of ancient tombs and even more ancient tunnels. We lost Lord Nerevar's Bonewalker in the tunnels. We'll need a lot more men to search every nook and cranny of the catacombs. I don't really know how I'll explain that to Machen Seraleth. Maybe if we find the Bonewalker quickly. Lord Nerevar is no longer at the fane of the ancestors. Impossible. Where else could he be? You must find him, Nerevarine. We're so close. Okay. Yes, we should. That's a good idea. Okay, so we're back at the start of the catacombs, because I gotta assume he's somewhere in here. Maybe he's in the central passage. I don't really know where I'm going. This quest has... I don't really know where I'm going. That's pretty much my only complaint with this quest, is there's not a lot of direction that can be given, but maybe that's intentional. But it seems like when you're trying to find people, it can be hard to know exactly where to go. Or at least how to get to like the destination. Like, I assume this is the catacombs where he is, but I don't actually have any idea. Old caverns. Is that where we want to go? I don't know. We're gonna go there though. Ooh, this is like Ashlander catacombs, mummies and stuff. I gotta make sure I don't loot stuff. I assume we're still under oath here. You suddenly find yourself wandering through the catacombs below Necrom. As you pass a lit brazier, you see the shadow of a Bonewalker move across a wall nearby. It takes you a second to realize that this is your own shadow. Then the vision fades. So we did go in the right direction. Lucky freaking guess. Catacomb depths. I don't know if we want to go that way. Just keep going this way. Ancient burial? Maybe it's this? Yes, it was. Once again, you find yourself wandering these ancient tunnels. You see yourself approach a fresco of Lord Vivek and raise an arm of bone and sinew. As your arm hits the fresco, it cracks and reveals a door hidden behind. Then the vision fades. I found a secret door in the ancient burial that I saw in my vision. Wait, Valdryn, have you found the Nerevar Bonewalker? Is it in here? What is this place anyway? Samin? Verendis? Were you aware of this hidden room? No, I have never seen this place before, says Samin. Verendis says, me neither, though I can't say that I've been down here often. We couldn't wait until your eventual return, so I decided to follow you with Missin and Verendis. We saw you enter through this broken wall. I assume the Bone Walker entered through here as well, or even broke down the wall. Let's see what it was meant to hide in here. All you do is stalk me, lady. Foul murder. Oh. Though deep underground, you feel warmth on your skin. Dawn. A blazing sun rises over Red Mountain as visions pass. Of battle, of victory. Through Nerevar's eyes, you gaze at the battlefield and then at your allies. Despite Dagoth's absence, Lord Vivek and Lady Amalexia stand beside you, behind you. Your victory, Lord Nerevar, is your end. Pain, silence. You know not if this is your vision or his memory. If prophecy is true, they are one and the same. His eyes shut, yours open. It is dark. Valdryn Celis, oh by the three, you're awake. Are you well? I saw a vision. Missin listens while you describe what you saw. This is the stuff of the divine. You are the Nerevarine, and this place, that painting, it's you, do you see? Or it was you before. Surely you were given this vision for a reason, but what does it mean? Alvu says, this all borders on the heretical. Why would I believe what you've said? Anyone can fake fainting. You try it. What do you know about Nerevar? Nerevar was killed under Red Mountain in the First Era. Dagoth turned to profane Dwemer magic to bring about a new world order, but he was mad. The Tribunal, much as I hate to say it, have now been proven to have used the same magic. Azura brought Nerevar back to put an end to it all, through you, and now Alandro Sul has given you this window into the past, through the memories that still embedded in the flesh of Nerevar's Moonwalker and this mural. There are many great areas of the story though, like the nature of that mural over there. I don't understand where it comes from and why it's here. Perhaps it is Azura's last gift to you, Nerevarine, or her last curse. I know the origin of the mural. It's complicated. You say it's complicated, I couldn't imagine otherwise. There's a lot of options. We can say it's a creation of Azura herself. She foresaw that it would serve a critical purpose in history. It's the physical manifestation of Alandro Sul's accusation against the Tribunal. Lord Vivek created it. It reflects the state of his feelings toward Nerevar. It's not from this reality. A dragon break occurred, leaving the mural as a residue. That's a good question. I don't really know. Any of these could be true. I mean, obviously it's this one because it's concept artwork from Kirkbride, right? So it's a dragon break from another dimension. I think it's a creation of Azura herself. She foresaw that it would serve a critical purpose in history. Let's go with this one. I definitely think Valdryn believes in Azura's ability to foresee and make prophecies of things. So it's definitely something she would do. Missin sighs. Now that you say it, it seems obvious. Only Azura would have such a vested interest in the history of Morrowind and the Dunmer. I can't say that she was wrong about its purpose, though. The impact this mural will have can't be underestimated. I couldn't claim to fully understand what you really mean, Nerevarine. As you said, it's complicated. Anyway, let's talk about Lord Nerevar. After all, that's what we came here for. Let me start at the beginning, then. The very beginning? How close were the Tribunal to Nerevar, really? It went, deeper than just friendship. Very close, they were best of friends. Like most friendships, it came and went over the years. They kept up appearances for the rest of the Dunmer people, but they didn't like each other, really. These are all, valid options, too, depending on what you actually believe. I do believe that they were friends at some point. For sure, the four of them. And then at some point, Amalexia and Nerevar were deeper than just friends. Like most friendships, it came and went over the years. I think it's that. That feels the most right. They kind of went their own separate ways at various points. And sometimes they didn't get along, like a lot of friends do. They have breaks, but then they make up again. It's just at the very end, they all came together to kill Nerevar. And after they killed Nerevar, they weren't really friends anymore. They all sort of became enveloped in their own personal ambitions. So we'll say this one. Like most friendships, it came and went over the years. Understandable. Was it to be one of those times when their friendship wore thin that the Tribunal chose to, murder Nerevar? Alvu says they did not murder him. Yes, they thought he would stop them from obtaining power. Vivek only blamed himself for failing to stop Dumac's blade that struck down Nerevar. It was Dagoth who did it. Vivek only blamed himself for not stopping him. He told them to. Through Azura, he saw their ultimate fate and knew it had to be done. They did what they thought was best for Morrowind. They never lived down their guilt. So I think in their own sort of twisted way, they killed Nerevar because they thought it was best for Morrowind. To them, their own godhood would be a boon to the Dunmer people. So they thought it was the best idea at the time. Even if it was in self-interest, everything everyone does is in self-interest. But it's true that they never really lived down their guilt. So Thasil talked that way, Vivek talked that way, Almalexia was sort of mad, but it makes you wonder if her guilt is what drove her mad. Sometimes the way of the Dunmer mean doing the wrong things for the right reasons. It's not a pleasant thought, but the Tribunal were mortal then. Surely we can forgive them for making some mistakes after all their triumphs. Yes, we can, and we should. The Tribunal are still our god kings, whatever mistakes they made when they were still mortal. Verendis just frowns deeply. What about Azura's part in it then? The legend goes that she cursed the Chimer for the Tribunal's actions, and I have long studied Azura. I'm not so sure that's true. It is true. For breaking their oath and killing her champion, she cursed the Tribunal's people. It wasn't about vengeance. She was preparing them for what they had to face in the future, physically and psychologically. She cursed them all right. It was pure envy, because she did not want to compete with the Tribunal after they rose to power. Or Azura wasn't the one who cursed the Dunmer. It was the result of Dwemer magic. I think it's one of these two, and I'm going to say it's the first one. It's true. For breaking their oath and killing her champion, she cursed the Tribunal's people. So cold that we should all suffer for the choices of a few. Verendis says, comfort is given, justice is taken. Alvu says, you forget your lessons, Samin. Our skin is something to be proud of. Azura just couldn't stand not having the last word, but the Tribunal made of it a good thing. I suppose that is the sum of the lessons of the Daedra, not to let anything break your spirit or your resolve. Verendis says, sometimes sins may take many generations to live up to. You must remain resolute in your faith, sister. Alvu says, that is, if we consider what the Tribunal did as a sin, which I believe not to be so. So, it comes to this at last. Now that you know the truth of the Tribunal, Valdryn Celis, what is your judgment of them? You, as Nerevar incarnate and restored of your memories, knew them best. They redeemed themselves as guardians of the Dunmer. They should be honored. They did what they thought was best. They should be forgiven, and their lessons remembered. They did both good and evil. For all their powers, they were fallible, like all of us. They made mistakes, but no good comes of brooding over it. We should forget them. They never meant to me as much as they do to Morrowind. Morrowind must decide. They were selfish and conniving. They should be ashamed and maligned. I think they did both good and evil. So, quite so. And I guess we'll have to find it in our hearts to forgive them, else we become like Malakath. Alvu says, humph. Forgiveness was the final lesson of the Tribunal. I think after everything else they taught us. And I see it now. It is what truly closes the star wound, first opened by the Dwemer in pursuit of cold knowledge and bitter war. Alvu says, perhaps. Brenda says, very touching, I'm sure, but we still have to attend to the practical matters the Nerevarine so boldly laid out at our feet. So that's what's changing the future of an entire nation feels like. Maybe it's just this place, but it makes me feel sick. We should go. What a dreadful place. I hope we never have to return here. What do you want? Do you have nothing to say about what just happened? Whether Alvu intended it or not, we are given to Boethia with this act. There will be war, and with no tribunal to guide us, it will be bloody and ultimately, I fear, empty. I will lead us through this. You, no. Leave this one to the temple, Nerevarine. Though my sight seems to be failing, I can see that you have another road. Leave us to our fates. Foul murder. That's a sick mural, though. Ashes of Lord Endoriel Nerevar. We'll take that. So, I think that is the end of the quest. And what a cool way to wrap up the story of Nerevar, the Nerevarine, the Tribunal, and just Morrowind as a whole. It's really cool that they were able to put this artwork into the game as a mural. It's probably one of my favorite concept arts of Morrowind, and that's saying a lot because Morrowind has some of the coolest concept arts of any video game I've ever seen. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. This is some of the coolest, deepest lore diving quests I feel like you really get into in Morrowind. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing if you have not already. It helps the channel immensely. Other than that though, thank you for watching and peace out.